Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to Pigs and Blankets. Gav's just done a runner, so I've taken over.
Wee! Had to get a drink. Wee! Just going on. Right, see you later.
Yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? First and foremost, I just want to check that the stream is working because we're dual streaming on a few different platforms. Then we're going to be going over all the latest news and all of that. So welcome back to the Gavin Ramon Show. Above me here is Ben. So say hello to everyone, Ben.
Hello, everybody.
See, yeah, we're all good, and we're going to go over some of the news, all the latest stuff here, there, and everywhere, and we're going to be talking about the wonders that is British politics, the Labour government, the King's speech, which was today as well, and we'll go over some stuff that's been happening over the last week. But the main story on topic that everyone is talking about is Keir Starmer going to resign. He should have gone a long time ago. Is he going to be forced out? And there's this King's speech today that set a load of things in motion. I'm guessing we're all going to have our views on it. So we're going to get into that first and foremost because this is about 25 minutes, but I want us to sort of go through it because I think he's going to get ripped a new one. But before we do get into that, Ben, what do you think about what's been going on with Starmer? Do you think he should resign? Do you think he should stay?
I think they all need to bloody resign, don't they? All of them. Every single one of them.
Well, it's a bit negative, isn't it?
It's been the same old tribe for the past, 30, 40 years. I mean, I'm 38, and you look at the history before I was born, it's just the same old tribe where it's Tory, Lib Dems, bloody Labour.
It's all the same, yeah.
It's the same old shit. And it's always the elites and the banks that are running the country, not the politicians. And they say, no, we work for the British people. They don't. They work for the Crown. They work for the banks and the corporations. But we're getting the same old crap every time.
But do they, though?
Yeah, they do. It's not working for us, are they? I mean, you listen to their oath.
No.
They say it's to the Crown, not to the people.
And
the only one that disagreed with it, is Jeremy Corbyn. He's the only one that says no.
You're a fan of Corbyn, are you?
I'm a bigger fan of him than I am a bloody Starmer. And they're both twats.
Wow.
You know.
That's a topic for another day, that one. That's a good one. Hello, Nikki. Hello, kids, and everyone that's joining. MSS, hope you're doing well. So, yeah, we're going to get into this now. We're going to run through the full 25 minutes and absolutely just probably mock it, have a laugh. So get in your thoughts. I'm going to put a poll as we start this. I'm going to put a poll, not my poll because that's a bit rude. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. Do you think Starmer should go, yes or no? And let us know as you join.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Here we go.
This King's speech is taking place against the most extraordinary backdrop. We knew the carriages were booked, the horses were ready, the King was coming, but would we have a Prime Minister? So, Mr. Speaker, it is such an honour to be the leader of the opposition who gets to respond today. May I start by congratulating the proposer and seconder of the Loyal Address on their excellent speeches. And can I also congratulate the whips for finding two backbenchers prepared to support the Prime Minister at this time? The honourable member for Bradford West gave a moving and funny speech. I especially appreciated her comments about black and brown faces on TV.
Oh, sorry.
Or as my children say, oh, look, it's mummy again. She only touched lightly on the fact that she is
very, very nice, isn't it?
Someone who has faced one of the most challenging childhoods imaginable. And yet, through the strength of her character, has made it to this place. She's made of tough stuff. And that is something we need more of in this house. Anyone who can boast of chewing up and spitting out George Galloway in an election is clearly...
Spitting that thing.
Yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it? That whole thing there, it's a little bit weird, isn't it?
They're all weird, aren't they?
Let me be the cat.
It's clearly formidable.
You creepy shit.
I also congratulate the member for Harlow on successfully delivering a humorous and warm-hearted speech. As he noted, he is my constituency neighbour, and he also, did run the London Marathon last month, raising money for St Clair Hospice, which cares for both our constituents.
I love this as well. You know, like every time when they start, they like always go, oh, I would like to thank the honourable gentleman for everything he's done for my constituency. Without him, obviously, we wouldn't have the success that we've had in the last 6 or 7 months, and the community would like to thank him. I hate you. I think you're a complete mug. That's what they always do. They do this nice thing and then go in. I think she's going to go in for the jugular. I do.
So I would like to take this opportunity to thank him for doing that. So I've become a big fan of his after listening to his speech, especially after he was so generous in his comments about the Harlow Conservatives' successful election campaign and my councillor's outstanding work regenerating the town centre. And I would say to him, if things on that side of the house are getting a bit much, he would be very welcome to cross the floor and help Conservatives carry on that work.
I don't know why Wes Streeting is shaking his head there. Like he's like, oh no, that's a very backstabbing thing to do. He's the one who's going to screw over Starmer tomorrow. Do you know what I mean?
If he's got the balls.
I think he will.
Him and Keir Starmer met up today, didn't they? So nothing's been said anymore of that.
Oh.
So has he offered him something better or threatened him?
Oh, I'll send you over a couple of kids. Oh, don't say that.
I think we can say that the proposer and seconder of the loyal address have upheld the best traditions of the House.
Yeah.
I would, of course, like to pay tribute to His Majesty the King. His Majesty has served through a period of great personal difficulty, and throughout he has exemplified the virtues of grace, dignity, humour, modesty, and resolve in the face of adversity. Virtues which were on full display during his hugely successful state visits to the United States. And I'm sure the whole House will have admired his skillful speech to Congress. It was a speech full of the wisdom and courage needed for our times. Of course, we would never have got to hear it if we'd listened to some people in this House who called for the King's visit to be cancelled. But thank goodness no one listens to the leader of the Liberal Democrats.
No, that's what I'm saying. It starts off nice, then it gets dark and brutal.
As for the Prime Minister, when he was young, he called for the end of the monarchy. So I'm glad that the right honourable and learned gentleman has seen the error of his ways, because previous King Charleses took a much dimmer view of that kind of thing. I'm only sorry that this newfound appreciation of the monarchy and our country's traditions have come too late, because this is the first parliamentary session ever without the hereditary peers. And their departure will be keenly felt. And our Parliament will be poorer for it. Especially, Mr. Speaker, when you consider some of the people that Labour have been replacing them with. People who've already had the whip removed before they've even taken their seats. Mr. Speaker, I know the convention is for this to be a light-hearted debate. But as I've already said, this is a highly unusual moment. The Prime Minister is in office, but not in power. Everyone is trying to pretend it's all right. It's not all right. In the past 48 hours, nearly 100 Labour MPs have called for the Prime Minister to resign. 4 ministers have quit. It is clear his authority has gone, and that he will not be able to deliver what little there is in this King's speech. This is a government less than 2 years in office, which has already run out of ideas and run out of road. So how did we get here? There is a great line in the musical Hamilton, Mr. Speaker. Winning is easy, governing is harder. Everything that has gone wrong in Labour's first 2 years comes back to one problem. They came into office with no plan.
All of this that she's saying is true, but if and when he does stand up, he's just going to regurgitate the same crap, the 22 billion black hole, 14 years of this and that. But it's not going to make a difference as to what we're seeing. People want him gone,
Yeah,
I think I've gone.
Like you say, they all, mates, let's be honest, and they all do a crap job. They don't care about the little people. It's all about them. It's a them show. And I think everyone's had enough, and rightly so. I mean, no one trusts Reform, no one trusts Rupert Lowe, no one trusts bloody all Labour, all the Dems, or SNP. You can't trust any of them.
Do you think if do you think if reform was in, do you think it would be any better than it is now, or do you think it would still be just as bad?
I think it's just as bad or worse. I mean, your workers'
Well,
rights are going to
under
be gone.
reform, really? Yeah.
He's already said he's going to get rid of a lot of the workers' rights. Definitely higher taxes.
Do you think that they would replace, when they're saying workers' rights and all of this, because it's not happened yet, like they make promises, like Starmer's made promises with Labour, do you think all of the things that they're saying will come to fruition, or do you think it's just what they say they're going to do? Like you say, workers' rights, or would they replace it with something better for people? Would it be worse for people? Because everything that's...
It would be worse, because they'll probably lower holidays and stuff like that. They'll probably get rid of minimum wage. I mean, I'm no lefty. I'm far from lefty. I don't trust Farage.
I mean...
but you look at, let's say, taxes and things like that. The promise saying, "Oh, we'll stop the boats. We'll stop the boats." How many governments over the past couple of decades says we're going to stop the boats, and they haven't?
Yeah.
And don't forget, Farage is one of them that'll cause absolute bedlam and chaos. When it comes down to the nitty gritty, he tucks tails and runs and leaves it for someone else.
You did say that. You've said that. He said that from day one, Ben Air. He said if say Farage wins, say they do reform win the election, you believe he will be out. He'll do a runner before it comes to that, and someone will replace him.
Let Richard Tice take the fall, and then you go create another political party a few months later, which is what he's done with
some more money. The Brexit Party and
Something with reform. He's going to do it with reform. But he's always said from day one, "I'd never want to be PM."
He did say that. I remember. Yeah, he did say that. Yeah. All right, we'll continue. Yeah.
Did not understand the difference between winning an election and governing a country. It was very easy to make promises in opposition, promises to freeze council tax, promises to take £300 off energy bills, promises to the WASPy women. Hundreds of Labour MPs took photos with them to post on their Facebook pages and their websites and their election leaflets, but at no point did they bother to think, how would they deliver any of it? They didn't spend their time in opposition thinking deeply about the country's problems. They assumed that governing in the 2020s would be like governing in the 1990s. But it isn't. Britain is facing new structural problems.
The thing is, regardless I said this before, I really, really like her because out of all of the people that stand up and speak, other than, my love of black women, I think that she communicates well, and I think that's the biggest problem that Starmer has got. He does not communicate to the public very well. When he came out and done did you see his thing the other day after the elections? He came out and gave that speech in the morning, and all he did was give the same old spiel, 22 billion pound black hole, and together we are going to do this. And it's like, mate, you need to speak to people like a human being, not down to people. And to me, she just comes across as normal. Or do you disagree?
I think she's all talk like the rest of them. Don't forget, she's been part of the Tory party that's caused a lot of these issues.
No, I agree. No, I agree with that. I wouldn't vote Tory.
Right.
Yeah. I think she can. I'm just saying, in comparison to the two, this is one of the fundamental problems that he's got as a prime minister. He doesn't communicate well at all. Like, if you went and said hello to him, robot. Yeah, you know what I mean? If you see him in a pub and you went, "Oh, hello, Keir," he'd be like, and he wouldn't know what to... It's like he wouldn't know what to do. He hasn't got that charisma that... I don't know.
We have an aging...
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
It isn't. Britain is facing new structural problems. We have
Go on.
You look at all the politicians when they get in government. Look how quickly they put the weight on. Look at Lisa Nando's, as I call her.
Lisa Nando's.
Yeah. You got 2 Keir steer, he's piled the weight on. You look at them all. Look how fat they are now, and you're thinking, hang on, you got people who are struggling for food.
Do you know what's funny? I noticed this as well, how much it ages them. I know we sit here and think we hate on them and all of that, and I'm just trying to say from a human level. I remember when Tony Blair first got in, and I'm no lover of Tony Blair, don't get me wrong. I remember when he first got in, he was this fresh-faced young man. By the end of his time, he looked like he'd had about 10 strokes. It's the same with Biden. Look at Biden when he got in, or look at Trump when he got in. Like that, I couldn't run a country, but I'm saying, regardless of what my political stance is, I've noticed that with a lot of them, that when they get in, they're all like, Obama looks all, however, by the time he was finished, he looked worn. You know,
I can imagine it being a lot of stress because you're getting it from corporations, the banks, your politicians, the people.
I don't know how you can sleep. I don't know how they can sleep at night, man. I don't.
Aging.
Listen, those fat shit.
Mr. Speaker, they'll shout at me. I know they can't wait to get back to their plotting, but it's quite important that we hear what is going to be said. Because we have an aging population, a falling birth rate, and a welfare bill that is spiraling out of control. Yep. We have an information revolution in the shape of AI that threatens to unravel the world of work as we know it. And the cost of energy is driving industry out of the country.
Thank you.
Labour were taken by surprise that we are living in a more competitive and increasingly hostile world. Their manifesto was just a set of misleading promises. They promised no new taxes on working people. Fail. They promised to crack down on illegal immigration. Fail. They promised to tread more lightly on people's lives. Epic fail. They made promises without knowing how anything works. Let's look at housing. Just after Labour took office, when I was Shadow Housing Secretary,
the one thing, regardless of anything, do you know the one thing I like about this? Is she gets to go on a tirade, and she's probably been writing this for a month, 2 months, all the stuff that she wants to say, and she can just unleash and he can't interrupt her. I'll bet he's hating it. I bet he's sitting there going... You can see it on his face. He's just
dispatch box and warned the former Deputy Prime Minister that she had been stitched up. That the 1.5 million new homes Labour promised had been hung like a millstone around her neck. I knew that they wouldn't be able to meet that target because they didn't understand why more houses weren't being built. Sure enough, they are already more than a third down on their target and well behind what we delivered. Of course, Mr. Speaker, in the end, it wasn't 1.5 million homes that did for the former Deputy Prime Minister. It took just one flat in Brighton to bring her down.
I really hope I know we're sick of hearing it. I really hope she goes into the Mandelson thing and calls him out again. I do. I want her to just, this is all around the edges. I want her to go for the kill.
Yeah, I mean, Angela Rayner is still under investigation for that tax fraud. She should be in jail like the rest of us.
She's not there, is she?
Oh.
Of course.
Oh, she's under investigation still.
Mr. Speaker, it is so obvious. That is so obvious. I know they don't want to hear it, Mr. Speaker, but this, I know they don't want to hear it. Look at them. They are so arrogant. They want to lead our country. They can't even lead a coup. It is so obvious, Mr. Speaker.
Now that's what... They can't even lead a coup.
They want to lead our country. They can't even lead a coup. It is so obvious, Mr. Speaker, that they cannot handle being in government. They cannot handle it. They hate the responsibility. They hate having to take tough decisions. They prefer scratching the itches that they had in opposition. Giving inflation-busting pay rises to the unions. 28% for the doctors who are still striking. Nearly 2 years, they are still striking. Handing out more benefits to the only people who will still vote for them because Labour don't understand that poverty isn't created by a lack of benefits, it's created by a failing economy. We spent, Mr. Speaker, the last session listening to Labour MPs telling us how great everything was going.
Yep.
No doubt we will hear lots of grandstanding speeches this week telling us what a fantastic job they did.
I mean, I see some stuff on X, we'll get to it a bit afterwards, of people saying, can you give me one reason? I mean, I won't get you started, Ben. Can you give me one reason why people dislike Keir Starmer? I think he's great. This is what this person thought. And I'm like, Are you living under a rock? Like somebody's, it's bizarre,
How
mate. It's
absurd,
bizarre.
given the number of them demanding that the Prime Minister stands down. Yeah. We counted, Mr. Speaker, there were 24 U-turns in that first parliamentary session. Winter fuel, family farms, grooming gangs, welfare reforms, social media for under-16s, day one workers' rights, the list goes on. And every single one of these U-turns had at its core a single issue: the Prime Minister's total lack of judgment.
Which is true, because one thing I will say, over everything that's gone wrong for the Labour Party, and this can happen to anyone, I'm not just attacking Labour, have you not noticed the amount of people that have been sacked, fired, gone under the bus because of him? Like even now with the people resigning, all these councillors losing their jobs, and he's just like, well, it was not that great for us. And I'm like, do you like the lives he's probably destroyed on his side, like people that were working for him? Do you know what I mean? Put themselves in the firing line, and all he can say is, well, it didn't go too well. I'm like, mate, I've given everything for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. These politicians were all elites. They all come from mega rich countries, families.
Families, yeah.
You know, a lot of them from the countryside and that. Like, fair play to you. You know, you got the money, you got to where you are. Fair play, no problems with that. What I object to is them dictating on how the common people should live. And when I say common people, I'm all about those that are bread and butter of the country, that work our arses off in factories, in shops, supermarkets, that sort of thing. You know, the real jobs.
Yeah, of course.
And then screwing us over and then acting like they know what's going on with the country. They're not even fucking talking to us, not even listening to us. And they go, my friend said, my poll said. It's like,
that's
well, that's
the one
your
thing I've
members, dickhead.
That's the one thing I've taken from all of that election, the local elections the other day, is the stuff that he came out with afterwards was talking about closer ties with the EU. Brexit was a disaster, that the far right and blocking people from coming over. It's like, you have not learned a thing. Like, I want to swear, he hasn't learned a damn thing. Like, it's like watching a building on fire and then him saying, well, we'll get some food first, and then I think we need to sort that fire out. Maybe. Might have a problem. And it's like everyone else is running around like headless chicken. It's bizarre, mate.
This is a man
nuts.
who, faced with a crisis of vision, charisma, and electoral success, sent for Gordon Brown.
Which is embarrassing.
Leadership, Mr. Speaker, is about having a vision for this country. It's about having the courage to take difficult decisions, persuading your party that those difficult decisions will pay off in time, and taking responsibility for your mistakes. He has failed on every count.
And I've said this time and time again, it does, I know I kind of go on about it, but I would have so much more respect for him as a man, just as a man, even if I don't politically align with him. If he came out after those elections in that morning speech and went, I've got everything wrong, this lands on my shoulders and I need to fix it. If he would have done something like that and gone, I need to close the borders, or I need to do this and I need to do that, I think a lot of us would have been like, fair play. If he does it, cool. I don't believe he would do it, but I would have more respect for him as a man if he had the backbone to do it.
I think he's more hated than Maggie Thatcher, and that's saying something. I mean, Maggie Thatcher, she was loved at the start, but now she's hated. That's what she did to the miners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Boris Johnson, same. 2020, 2021, 2022, Starmer said, right, you messed up. You should resign. How many times has Starmer done that? He's been the worst PM in history.
I think so. I've never
in my
lifetime, I've not known anything like this. Like I've never
promises,
known anything like
4-point plans, 5-point plans, missions, none of it achieving anything. Reset after reset after reset.
There's nothing more important than
then running it forward so we don't hear the advert. But I apologise, Patrick Christie.
Video's description or scan the QR code to get up to 75% off ExpressVPN plus 4 months extra.
Even if the Prime Minister
Dominic Tarsinski.
He's been banned.
He's threatened to sue the Keir Starmer.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, we can get to that, but I don't know if she'll bring it up, but we'll get to that after this, all of that, definitely.
Mr. does last long enough in office to deliver this gracious speech. The bills announced today do not remotely come close to what the country needs. I know that they're chuntering, Mr. Speaker. Not a single one of them actually dares to intervene on me in this speech. I do, Mr. Speaker, however, want to welcome the government's ongoing support to Ukraine and its commitment to NATO. In this increasingly dangerous world, it is more important than ever that we stand with our allies in the fight against tyranny. I also commend the government for its commitment to speed up the delivery of infrastructure, such as new nuclear. Too many governments have been frustrated in their attempts to deliver nuclear projects quickly, and we will support efforts to make this process simpler, faster, and cheaper.
I'll just say something on
I
that
also
point there, Gav.
want to be generous.
Yeah, go on.
She goes on about, oh yeah, support for Ukraine. They won't be in the position that they're in if Ukraine wasn't the most corrupt country in the world. They are, because it's all run by the mobs. Or it was.
And I know
the biggest trade is guns and drugs, prostitution. Yeah. Zelensky got rid of all his armed forces, knowing that Putin was at his door, and the only way to get into like NATO or try to get into the EU was to cause the war. So Zelensky scored on that point of let's fucking start a war doing that, and then all of a sudden we're chucking fucking hundreds of billions in worldwide into him. How's he going to pay that back?
I know he ain't, and it's the same. It's the same with this stuff with France. How much money has been given to France since they've got in power, Labour? Yeah. We're going to stop the boats. We're giving them 50 million here, 60 million there, another 120 million here. Where's it all going? Because it's not doing nothing. It's not doing nothing. And when people are saying, "Oh, well, it's the numbers are lower," just because they're lower for a month doesn't change anything. The summer's not really here yet. We know as soon as the weather's good and it stays good consistently for a couple of weeks, you're going to get thousands turn up, and they're not going to get turned away. They won't.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, all our politicians are gutless. They're not looking after the British folk. We're in so much debt and deficit, which are two separate things. Money's out of control. We've got no money. It's nearly 100% of GDP. It's debt. It's unsustainable. It's time now we say, right, illegal immigrants, fuck off. Immigration's coming in, nothing. You're paying to the NHS, you're paying to the system. If you're a smackhead, alcoholic, your kids are in school or in college, whatever, you go to fucking work.
I mean, it's the same with it's the same with all this stuff. Angela Rayner had done that interview the other day, and she went to a school and speaking to the school kids. And she was, for my parents were going to vote for reform, and she's like, well, they're an evil group and they're nasty, racist and all this. And Starmer done an interview, I think it was today or yesterday, in a school or college, and he done the same thing. And he's like, they're dangerous to this country. They're this. And I'm like, for me, I'm laughing because I'm like, you clearly haven't seen the signs. Read the, read the room, mate. Read the room. People are pissed off with you, mate. Read the room. And he's just going, no, I know what I need to do. I need to go harder. And it's like, the longer he's in, the better it is for reform. That's all I can really...
I mean, the people that are fighting Starmer now, majority of them are the far left. So that tells you everything.
Yeah. There you go. Exactly. And it's his own people there.
Something about illegal immigration. But the elephant in the room is that she almost certainly won't be Home Secretary for much longer. Sadly, no one else in the Labour Party looks remotely interested in bringing down illegal immigration. The rest of this offering in the
Again, to counter that, like you said, they were in for 14 years, and I'm not going to go on like him, but realistically, they didn't do nothing to stop it. So I know she's got the position now and she's fighting to try and win something, but realistically, it's 50-50 on them,
So far, all we have is a load of re-announced policies, hounding our brave veterans through the courts, legislating for digital ID, a policy they told us they dropped, banning trail hunting, just more class war that makes no one's life better, scrapping NHS England, something the Prime Minister announced 14 months ago. But then I suppose the Health Secretary has been a bit distracted lately, hasn't he? Hasn't he?
Oh, is that?
He's chuntering now. Why don't you just...
Shooting.
Ooh, she's having he's been a little bit busy. Knife in the back.
I think he's been threatened, and that's why he stood down.
Do you think so? Yeah, but from what I'm seeing, it says that he's going to resign tomorrow and then make a play for it, but we'll see. I'll laugh if he doesn't, because it shows you he don't have the balls to do it.
14 months ago. But then I suppose the health secretary has been a bit distracted lately, hasn't he? Yeah, hasn't he? Yeah. He's chuntering now. Why don't you just do your job, Mr. Speaker?
I love it. That's my highlight so far.
Tapping NHS England, something the Prime Minister announced 14 months ago. But then I suppose the health secretary has been a bit distracted lately, hasn't he? Yeah, hasn't he? Yeah. He's chuntering now. Why don't you...
You bitch! Wait till I see you outside.
Just do your job. Do your job. Even worse, Mr.
Oh, she just told him off like a school teacher. Do your job.
Why don't you just do your job? Do your job. Even worse, Mr. Speaker. Even worse, Mr. Speaker, is what isn't in the gracious speech. There's no point in him giving me dirty looks. We all know what he's been up to. You know.
Oh my God, he looks like he's going to scream.
Is what isn't in the gracious speech. There is no defence readiness bill because apparently it isn't ready. Where are the plans for welfare reform? There are none because Labour MPs blocked them. Where is the plan to make savings? There isn't one because Labour don't know how to make savings. They only know how to spend money, other people's money. Where is the plan to support businesses? There isn't one because they don't understand that it is business that creates growth, not government. They have no answers to what really matters, the problems that must be solved to get Britain working again. Now, Mr. Speaker, I will say that I do feel very sorry for Labour backbenchers. I do.
I've just seen something there. One of the comments, Red Knight says it's time for V for Vendetta. And have you seen V for Vendetta, Ben?
Yeah.
Well, you know John Hurt, who plays the Prime Minister in that, and he's in the camera, screaming at the camera, "You will obey." I literally wanted to share it earlier because all I'm thinking of is Starmer. It's that complete oblivious character that he's got of just, he just doesn't see it. It's shocking. It's so shocking.
They arrived here, not that, it's true, I do feel sorry for Labour backbenchers, I do. They arrived here not that long ago with such high hopes. Some of them, in fact, were so talented, they were made ministers before ever speaking a word in Parliament. So talented. Although one of them has just resigned. I mustn't forget that. One of them has just resigned. We have watched Mr. Speaker, they're growing moderate. I mustn't forget that. A word in Parliament. So talented. Although one of them has just resigned. I mustn't forget that. One of them has just resigned. We have watched, Mr. Speaker, their growing horror, day after day, week after week, as this hope descended into total chaos. The dread as they are sent out yet again to defend the indefensible. The injustice at feeling like pariahs in their own constituencies. Banned from pubs, banned from hairdressers, which is...
Oh, yeah, I've heard about all of that, yeah. How is that even a thing? Like, I've never even heard of that in this country, like banning MPs from going places in public because they don't want them in their establishment. I've never heard of such a thing in England, ever. It's
never been so bad, has it? Never been so bad.
Yeah.
She's presumably why all the women on the front bench have the same hairstyle. The realization, Mr. Speaker...
Oh... This is what I wanted more of.
That their legacy is just going to be...
And she drinks a cup of water. There she's like, let me just take a moment and wash that down.
Hairstyle. The realization, Mr. Speaker, that their legacy...
Wait, let's have a look. They do, though. Rachel Rees, Nandi, the one in the blue, I keep forgetting her name. Shabana Monk. They've all got their... Yeah, they've all got the same bloody hair.
It's just going to be...
Oh, that's so funny.
No, I wasn't... They can complain as much as they like.
Go on.
She's blatantly ripping the piss out of them, and they're laughing and laughing about it. This is where a speaker should step in now. Say, right, stop messing about, stop the insults, let's get down to business. because the country's had enough of this bullshit.
Banned from hairdressers, which is presumably why all the women on the front bench have the same hairstyle. The realization, Mr. Speaker, that their legacy is just going to be... Now, they can complain as much as they like. I wasn't expecting this to be comfortable for them. They're the ones who are trying to unseat their Prime Minister. They should face that. The realization, Mr. Speaker, that their legacy is just going to be breakfast clubs and Peter Mandelson. Labour MPs have been treated as disposable by their leadership. Sacked for backing the two-child benefit cap, sacked for opposing welfare changes, sacked for supporting farmers. The Prime Minister then U-turned on all of them. It must be tough when you take a principled stand and have the whip removed only for the government to confirm 6 months later that they agreed with you all along.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to say before. Like, lives are being destroyed. And I know where they're coming from. I get that. But I still think that's just such a shoddy outlook that he has, that he says one thing and does something completely different. Like you mentioned earlier on with Boris Johnson, you've done this, you have to resign. Well, hang on, mate, you're in that position now, and he won't.
Before you play,
yep.
Look at the woman in pink. It says the PM has failed on every count. Is she disabled?
Yes. Who? You
see where the MP's like that, sits like that? There's
on the floor?
In pink. It says the PM has failed on every count. Left of it.
Oh, yeah. Is she disabled? I don't know. Maybe she is.
Mr. Speaker, that nearly 100
maybe she's smashed. I don't
know.
Labour
MPs have now called for the Prime Minister to go. I know that there's another 100 who claim to be supporting him, although some of them didn't even know that their names were on that list.
I heard that yesterday.
When you can only get a quarter of your MPs to publicly back you, the game is up. And so the starting gun for the later leadership contest has been fired. So let's have a look at the runners and riders.
Oh, she is going to go for it.
We have the former Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, former Deputy Prime Minister, who has given up vaping. She's not here. She's given up vaping, but still hasn't paid her taxes. Yeah. We have the Health Secretary, who accidentally sent his takeover plans to number 10, almost as incompetent as leaving them on the photocopier.
Oh, my God, look at his face. Oh, I love it. I know we want it to be serious. I get that. But I love seeing someone, the whole thing with karma and someone getting their comeuppance. It's that.
Almost as incompetent as leaving them on the photocopier.
All you can do is smile. It's all you can do and just take it. And to be honest with you, that kind of shows you if you've got character and a spine or not. Because say Wes Streeting was to speak after this and he was to say, very, very good. That's like you've got me kind of thing. I would appreciate, this is what I'm trying to say with Starmer, I would appreciate when you've been called out on something, I'd appreciate someone to stand up and go, yeah, you're right. I've got to do better, or I'd appreciate that, but none of them will.
Mr. Speaker, the Mayor of Manchester, Mr. Speaker, a self-proclaimed winner who has twice failed to win the Labour leadership, including against the member. The candidates in this race, and I quote, "We have to face up to the fact every single one of them is," I apologize, Mr. Speaker, F*** useless. I do feel sorry for the poor Labour MPs who will now be subjected to months of peacocking by leadership candidates while the country is not being governed. I have some advice for whichever of them eventually takes over. Getting to number 10 is not an award for being in a game show. This is not Strictly Come Dancing, and despite appearances, it's not Traitors either. If you are a housing secretary who can't work out her housing taxes, if you're a health secretary who can only cut waiting lists by deleting names from the waiting list, if you are Gordon Brown's former chief secretary to the Treasury and you think the bond markets are a hoax, I can assure you that being Prime Minister is going to be a lot tougher. Too many have failed because they thought winning an election or a leadership contest was the success. It is not. The work doesn't end when you get the job. That's when it starts. It is absolutely preposterous that the government is here laying out a program as its ministers are resigning and a large proportion of the party is saying that the Prime Minister needs to go. The whole thing is totally illogical.
Yeah, it is true, though, because if this does happen, if he does push forward tomorrow, what was the point of him hiring new people? It's like, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like complete disregard for following order and rule. It's absurd.
You know, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for politicians, governments, putting people with no experience on how to do that role that they're putting. None of them got experience. They don't have a clue how that role, say, Wes Streeton doing the NHS. He's got no clue on hospitals and doctors and stuff like that.
He ain't. Yeah, but that's kind of what makes... Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, then you got Rachel Reeves from accounts. What's she know about Bank of England and stuff like that and running bloody treasuries? She ain't got a bloody clue. And Starmer is a fucking PM. I mean, come on. Might as well stick a fucking turkey in.
But that's what's crazy about it, and it doesn't sound so absurd now when you've got someone like Rupert Lowe saying, "I just want to get your average Joe who's running businesses, you know, in these positions, someone who's working within the NHS, someone who's I want someone." And to us, not usually the way the world works, you would go, "Well, that's just crazy. What would they know about running government?" But it's exactly what you've just said. These people are there, and they don't have a clue anyway. So what difference is, wouldn't it be better if it's someone who's got 20 years working within the NHS, who knows the system inside out, what's working, what's not, what people need, what they don't need? That would be a better fit for the person to come forward and go, here to represent this corporation, organisation, go, right, I'll do this. I know what's got to be done. You're completely right, because he was a lawyer, weren't he, Starmer? And that's probably why. That's why he presents himself the way he does, like he's in a courtroom, like that's not how you run a country, mate. You know?
Either Labour MPs agree with this agenda, in which case, why are they trying to get rid of the Prime Minister? Or they don't agree with this agenda, in which case, what on earth are we all doing here?
And he's just laughing at it. Look.
It is time to be brutally honest, Mr. Speaker. It is time to be brutally honest.
So unaware.
The country is angry with the entire political class. All of us here. They are not happy with how we have been doing politics. It is time to get serious. I will give way.
You should have been serious from day fucking one, you bitch.
The honourable lady seeks to lecture us on why it is that everyone is so fed up with the political class, but uses this opportunity not to lay out what the Conservatives would do. But to spend her time insulting everybody on this side.
Well, no, I agree with... I agree with some of that, but I'm sorry. I know you're going to say the opposite, Ben, because it's just playground. I know that, but me personally, I take great pleasure in seeing that being told to these people, because this has been going on for so long, and no one says it like that. That whole election, that should have been an effing wake-up call for Starmer, with the Mandelson stuff, the grooming gang stuff, the rent boys. Like the U-turns, all of this stuff, that should have been wake-up calls. For any normal human being with a beating heart and a brain, that should have been a wake-up call. It's like someone's got to go up to him and slap him and him go, and he's still laughing at it. He's still laughing at it like, Well, it's
what
bizarre.
makes me laugh is now, Emily Thornbury now, who's another useless bitch, that was in the last Labour bloody government.
Yes, she was, yeah. She
kicks off massively on people. You got it wrong. When someone pulls her and her government on it, she kicks off like she is doing now. She needs to wind her neck in and do a fucking job.
I agree.
To lecture us on why it is that everyone is so fed up with the political class, but uses this opportunity not to lay out what the Conservatives would do. But to spend her time insulting everybody on this side. Surely that's not the way to proceed.
I'm not done yet. There is plenty more coming. There is plenty more coming.
Yeah, and I see what you mean. Have another pie, love.
The honourable lady says She's getting a lecture. She is getting a lecture. She is getting a lecture. We're all getting a lecture because we are legislators of the United Kingdom. We were sent here to fix difficult things, not focus on our personal hobby horses, ranging from the petty to the puerile. I would say to members opposite, you don't need to be scared of the member for Clacton. I'm not. He is not the cause of Britain's problems.
Exactly.
He is a symptom. No.
That shows you how out of touch Labour are. They're sitting there jeering, thinking all of this is happening because of Nigel Farage and Reform. No, Reform has only become popular because the British people, it didn't have to be Nigel Farage. It could have been Mickey Mouse. That's what I've said for ages. It could have been bloody Mickey Mouse up there, the Mickey Mouse Party. It's someone who's actually bloody whether he implements everything we want, whatever. Yeah. But it's someone
he was the first of the populists, wasn't he? He's the first of the populist bunch.
And it's the only person that's going, look, people are not happy. None of these other people are. It's all well and good. Starmer, all he ever does is, I know people are struggling. Yeah, what are you going to do about it? I know people are struggling. That's all it. That's all he does. Yeah.
I would say to members opposite, you don't need to be scared of the member for Clacton. I'm not. He is not the cause of Britain's problems. He is a symptom. No. He is. They are still, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, here's a good comment here. Glenn Rowan says, 30 years I've been voting for change and nothing happens. Look at Brexit. They punished us for voting to leave and threw the gates open to non-Europeans. Nothing changes. That's why the country is voting Reform. And it's completely true, because when we look at it on paper, has Brexit failed? Yes, but that's only, again, this is my opinion, and I believe this to be true. It's because of the two parties were complete, and they're the ones that have been controlling this country for the last 100 years. They were completely opposed to Brexit. So if those are the two powers that be in control of everything, and someone says, right, 17.4 million people have voted to leave the European Union. All right, we don't want that. All right, you can have that, but we will fuck you on the way out. We will screw you. We'll screw all of you over, so you know what a big mistake it was. They haven't done anything that people voted for. Nothing. The main thing, take control of our borders. Number one, take control of our borders. What is it, nearly 10 years ago? It's got worse. So who's to blame? For you could say, well, it's Farage's fault. No. He's not Prime Minister. He's not in a place of power where he can say, right, I'm the Prime Minister, we're closing the borders, we're fucking doing what people voted for. We're doing that. No, the Conservatives, David Cameron, who was in power at the time, who was it for Theresa May and Boris Johnson?
Were opposed
to it. Yeah, were opposed to it. So all of that group, they're like, well, we're not implementing this. This is not what we want. So fuck it, let it go down the toilet, and then we can blame Farage for it. That's like, that does not make sense. And I think the majority of people in the United Kingdom, that's why it's got to the state that it's got, because this has been going on since then. I think it's been going back further than that. But I'm saying this rage in people, this I don't know what the word is where you feel that you've just been completely ignored. And that's why Farage, Reform, Restore Britain, all of these parties are starting to grow. The Green Party, who would have thought so many people would have voted for Green? It's because it doesn't matter. People are going, well, fuck this. I'm not voting for Labour. I'm not voting for Conservatives. Who can I vote for? And that's why we are where we are. And they still don't get it.
No,
like they
don't care. It's not that they don't get it. They don't care. And Badenoch's saying all this stuff now because she's trying to win back the voters. She's going to be no different again. Yeah. She's going to do everything again. Same as what she did before.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I'm saying. I'm a bit blindsided by it because I go, like, I appreciate someone who's got the balls to stand up and say something like this.
I'm glad she's speaking up, don't get me wrong.
But will she? Yeah, you're right. But would she? Yeah, you're probably right.
Like, Farage isn't the cause of it. Yes, he's an agitator. That's what he is. He's an agitator. He likes to start the storm. But it's not down to him. David Cameron promised us he'd bring a referendum, and he delivered. Yeah. He's the only PM for God knows how many decades to bring a single promise to the people.
Yeah, when you look at it like that, and he didn't want it, but at least he's done it. Yeah. It's just they didn't implement it. Like, I think would everything have been changed? Let's just say the referendum went ahead, Brexit happened, And they did. That last 10 years, we've shut the borders or whatever they're going to do. Say they would have done that for the last 10 years. I think the country would be a different place. I wouldn't say it's solved all of our problems. I don't believe that, of course not. But I think it would have been a step in the right direction to go, right, we've voted for something. Whoever's in power there, they've actually fucking done what we wanted and they've implemented. Right, we're on the right track or the right path where a government is actually doing what's been asked of them. I think
the biggest issue with Brexit was you're trying to rush it through to happen.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
We're not allowed by the politics and the law that they were joined in with the EU to go out and sort trade deals. They weren't allowed.
That's right, yeah.
So they had to wait till they were out before they could sort a trade deal out. I'm sorry, no chance of you. We're sorting our trade deals now before we're leaving. Whether you like it or not. I think people are just had enough of being dictated to by another government that we have no say on, which is Brussels.
I feel the same. Maybe I'm immature and I'm very uneducated on these things, but even with all of this, I would chuck every fucking single one of these people out. I'll chuck every single one of them out. I'd either have restore or reform. That's my personal opinion. I would chuck all of these out. I would sack all of these people. And as I say, I'd rather have Mickey Mouse in control for 10 years because I want a government that literally comes out when they come out of number 10 when they're elected. I'm here for the British people and I'm going to do your bidding. So whatever you need and want me to do for the next 4 years, that's what we will focus on. Not no manifesto of crap that I think that you need, what I'm telling you that you need, what's in front of us. These are the problems we face. Great. Because at the moment, they just don't do that. They don't.
No, I think the biggest problem with politics is they're all career politicians. Like sort of touched base on that earlier in this stream. All career politicians from mega rich families, so they never understood the real world. Angela Rayner pretends she's from the real world. She lived in a council for 6 months, which a mum bought for her. So she claims, "Oh yeah, I was in poverty." No, you weren't.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. You're talking about like the common
Cambridge,
folks.
Oxfordshire, and all that lot.
Yeah.
None of them have worked a single proper job for long enough, or been through the hardships of us people.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it goes to show you.
Yeah.
It goes to show you.
Sorry, go on.
It goes to show you, though, the same thing with America. When Trump announced that he's going to run for president, I laughed my ass off. I'm like, Trump Tower, you're fired. Donald Trump, come off it, mate. How's he going to become president? He done it. But then it's like you've just said, it's your background. The geezer's a multi-millionaire money. You've got money. And the whole thing with this investigation into Nigel Farage for this 5 million and all of this stuff, it's not defending him, whether he's done something, whether he isn't. If he's done something wrong, cool. Punished, whatever the punishment is. But don't for a second believe that every single one of these people here is not corrupt. Don't believe for a second. I'll say, I don't care. I don't care what happens. Don't tell me that Keir Starmer's not take back pocket money. No backhanders. Are you having a laugh? Of course he has. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to be deluded to think that these people are clean. They're not. They're probably some of the most corrupt people on the planet. And it goes to show that simply by the fact that we've been arguing for a grooming gang inquiry for, 10, 15 years? 15 years to investigate whether little British white girls have been sexually assaulted. And it's still not been done. 15 years. And you're telling me that's just cause? Nah.
I mean, how much money is all this consultation costing? And nothing's been done yet. And the fact that Jess Phillips totally ignored all the victims.
Yep.
And now she's resigned.
Now. Yeah. And she's resigned. So it's like, well, fuck all of that. That's another 10 years on it now. Another 10 years. Look, and that's
what gets me is all this evidence going to come into an inquiry. You can't use it in the courts. You can't use it in court. It's out in public. Yeah. So to me, this is about, let's make an inquiry, do a public inquiry, make it public so everyone sees the evidence so they can't use it, and then some of the stuff will hide away and pretend it never happened. To me,
and to be honest with
you, the code's got to get gone. It's got to be destroyed. Let the police and judges get them to do their bloody jobs and start arresting these politicians and the corrupt. Clean it all out.
And that's the problem. It's so It's a never-ending ball of string
Circle.
because it goes back to everything, the Epstein stuff and all of that. You've got that there. How many is that tied to? How many people here know something or hear something? It's everything is intertwined. People that are at the BBC, people that may be at Netflix, people at the Warner Brothers. There's so many strings attached. This is why I don't see a way that it can change. I don't see a way that. That's why I've just said I want all of these people gone. I know it's fantasy land that I'm saying that, but I don't trust any of them. I don't trust Farage. I don't trust any of them. But I would rather just have a clown in charge right now because, as I say, since the day I've been born, it's been the same. It's been Labour, then Conservatives, then Labour, and it's like, well, they're the ones to blame. All of the shit that's going on in this country. No one else is in. Nobody. Farage, Elon Musk, Donald Trump. Yeah. These are the people that are in control of this country. They are the ones who make decisions, not us. And they don't listen to the British people. And if they were to call a general election now, which I don't think it's going to come to that. I don't think they would. I don't think Starmer wouldn't have the balls to do something like that now because he would just be throwing it away.
I don't think he knows what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. And that's the problem with all the politicians. Not one of them have a clue what they're doing. They just don't. It's like, I've been to Cambridge, I've been to Oxfordshire, I've been to Eton. Well, whoop to bloody do, da. Well, what do you know? What do you know about running the country? Nothing.
Still delusional, Mr. Speaker. I'm sorry to puncture the bubble. I'm not here to pretend that what is happening is not happening. They can all pretend and live in la la land. I'm going to speak the truth to them. He is not the cause of Britain's problems. He is a symptom of the failure of the political class to focus on what matters.
Yep.
If you fix the problems that people care about, he goes away. But I will give way.
I'm very...
Sorry, just one quick last one, ladies and gents, before we continue. Please give us a like on the video. This is the first stream back. We did one last week, but it's the first one back where we're doing Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays. We'll be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday every single week, 7 p.m. till whenever. So give us a like and all of that.
Very glad that she's given way, and she's saying that the honourable member for Clacton is a symptom of the problems. But would she agree that what she and he both have in common is that she very loosely agreed that we should race into war with America in Iran, and then just a week later, she thought maybe that's not such a good idea.
I know you disagree with this, Ben, and I'll just be brief. I think we should have gone into war simply because when Ukraine was happening and we asked America, they jumped in because you're supposed to do that with allies. Whether the war was just or whether it was right or wrong, I think we should have stuck by our ally and we turned our back on America. That's what I disagree with. Not the fundamentals, whether it's Iran or whether it isn't. It's the fact that we clicked our fingers and America jumped to help us because we asked for it. When it was the other way around, Starmer's gone up yours, mate. Not interested. That's the problem I have with it. It's not whether it's Iran or not.
There's been a few times where America's gone against us and gone, no, we're not joining you. Falklands is one.
That's true.
The reason why we went into Iraq and Afghan with America was slowing down, stop being another Vietnam. That's the whole reason why we went in, because he tried to rush in, Bush did, because he won't wait for the Jordanians or the UAE. Now, you can't been to war with other countries, and we said, right, we're going to war. America's been nowhere near. They've got nothing to do with us.
But I think. Do you not think if we would have been involved from the get-go, other countries in Europe would have been involved in the get-go, and it would have been dealt with and done?
It wouldn't have been done.
I think it would have.
What it should have done. Trump was gone. Right, Jordan. Right, Oman. We're all allies. Let's get on the table. How do we stop this from happening? When should we go in and go, right, we're now controlling the waters? The way he went in was reckless. Completely fucking reckless. And he knew what he was doing. This is all about him building his empire for him and his son. Because he bought stocks and shares in oil. Because he went to Venezuela as soon as he did that. And then straight into Iran. This is all
and then it's going to, That's what I'm saying. It's very difficult because I'm sitting here and I'm like, I just think we should be supporting an ally. But then it goes back to the same thing. It's not going from a just cause because there's always an ulterior motive, like you've just said. And they basically, we know want control of that oil, so they can be the power that be that distributes oil. So that's what I'm trying to say. So
Venezuela, yeah, so that's funny with Venezuela. All of a sudden, they're exporting a hell of a lot more now over to America. All of a sudden.
Yeah.
But to me, whatever happens in the Middle East, leave it to the bloody Middle East. They know what they're doing. They know how to handle it all. Keep the West out. We make it 10 times worse, and we're destroying our economies for it. We are destroying our economies. And it's stupid. We need to leave the Middle East alone. Just leave it alone.
I think if we leave the Middle East alone, I think we should remove anyone coming to the UK from the Middle East. That's me.
Yeah.
That's another story.
Doesn't that prove why she and he are totally unsuitable on this being on the side of the house?
That was a nice try. It's not going to work. So you cannot solve these problems, Mr. Speaker.
I love that.
You cannot.
She's just done what Starmer does. Just gone, yeah, bollocks, mate, and carried
solve
on.
the problems of the country unless you have a plan to fix the civil service, the regulators, the legislative straitjackets, powers transferred from Parliament to the courts. Unless you fix structures of government, everyone will continue to fail. Britain is not ungovernable, and it is not broken. The reason we published an alternative King's Speech, I'll say to the Honourable Lady who was asking what the plan was, we have published an alternative King's Speech, is because we need to take tough decisions to get the country out of the mess we're in. Cutting wasteful spending, funding defence, securing our borders, reducing the cost of energy. If you want to bring down bills for families and bring industry back to this country, you need a plan to scrap the net zero legislation, strangling industry and making energy costs higher. That's why we're proposing a cheap energy bill to do just that. If you want businesses to employ people, you need to stop crushing them with thousands of pages of employment laws and stop handing power to the unions. You need to.
Starmer's not even listening, and look at David Lammy there, Ben. Look at
that.
He's
useless.
What a picture that is.
He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know where he is.
Look, Rachel Reeves looks like she's asleep. Cooper looks like she's asleep. Yeah. Starmer's looking over there and he's thinking, I wonder what's for dinner tonight. They don't
stop
have a clue.
Hammering businesses with tax rises. That's why we're proposing a Get Britain Working bill that would scrap laws that are no longer fit for purpose and are killing jobs. If you want to get a grip on illegal immigration and remove foreign criminals from the country, you must have a plan to leave the ECHR and repeal the Human Rights Act. You must. Efforts to get control of our borders have been frustrated because power has been taken out of the hands of ministers. We need to bring that power back so that we don't have murderers staying in our country because the courts stop us from deporting them. Our alternative King's Speech shows how it can be done, letting the government, not the courts, decide who comes and goes. Prime ministers are going to keep running into problems.
Say that again?
It's government that makes a law and judges are not following that law, and they're there to protect the British public, and they're not doing their jobs. So why isn't the government stepping in and saying, right, judges, you're not doing your job, we're going to strip you your pension and your licence?
No, because I believe, isn't it, that there's two things in the ECHR that's, I think it's article, I think it's 2 and 4, I can't remember, that if a crime is committed, and the other one is about the right to a family. So that example, I'll just quickly go over it briefly. There was a gentleman that came over, I say gentleman, I believe it was Syria, got with an English girl, and he assaulted the child. But because he had that's called a family, they couldn't deport him due to the ECHR. So I think that's what they're referring to in terms of removing the ECHR. And then people say, well, removing that then removes a lot of laws, like specific laws that just general laws, not the right to kill, the right to, like basic laws. And my understanding is, why can't British government implement those laws into our own? Like, why can't we control? I don't understand. Maybe I'm missing something. Why can't we control of that? Take what we want from it and go, right, those things are working, we'll keep those. The rest of it, no.
Well, the ECHR is interpreted. It's all a grey area, so it's interpreted by different governments. That's why Poland's got away with a lot of stuff, like not allowing immigrants in and stuff like that. Well, actually, each government interprets it's different. It's an interpretation. It's not actual stick in stone of black and white. So when they say, oh, it's ECHR like Farage does, a lot of it's a load of fucking bollocks. ECHR does not state you've got to keep them, because international law states you can actually send refugees and asylum seekers back to the country of origin or the country they came from.
And when that's what we should be doing. And exactly. And they're not, you're right. And they're not implementing that. And with, well, you just nailed on something. My brain's gone blank.
ECHR being interpreted.
That was it. So for those that don't know, the guy from Poland, I believe it was him, when he said, we don't allow illegal migrants in the country. And because of that, the EU fine us because we don't follow the legislation or the rules that they've set out for us. And they pay £1 million a month or something like that. And it comes to £12 million a year or something like that. And he said, well, it's better to pay them. It might have even been $3 million a month. Whatever it was, it came to something between 20, 50 million, whatever it is, 50 million. Let's say it's 50 million. I'd rather pay the EU 50 million a month rather than letting people in that abuse people, criminals, courts, crimes, theft, assaults, guns, which is going to come to over £1 billion a year. 50 million, $1 billion. He goes, I'd rather give them 50 million a year and go, right, we'll suffer the 50 million. And I'm like, if it's as simple as that, that would make sense for our government. Again, I know it sounds silly, but that makes more sense for our government. Look how many times, or let's look at everything that happened with the incident. I don't even want to go down this route with Southport and Axel Cabana, whether their family would have come over or whether they wouldn't have come over. But we've seen other incidences of people, of migrants at these hotels. The Bell Hotel is a prime example. In Epping, the amount of times we've seen it on the news, and just this morning, again, I'm kind of throwing out a maybe. 3 girls were killed in, I believe it was Brighton. This morning were found in Brighton, and I don't know whether it was an English person or whether it was, I don't know. But I'm saying, but we're seeing this on a daily basis of assaults, murders, people disappearing. And there was another place in the country where it was something like 90 girls have gone missing in the last 5 years or something. And I'm like, why is this not bigger news? Like, what the is going on here? I would rather the government suffer that 50 million quid a month rather than, or a year or whatever it is, rather than
well, it's $1 million, like they say, it's £1 million a day or something like that. It's still cheaper than paying these bloody first immigration. But it's like you said, like 90 girls went missing over the past few years. Do you remember that little girl, and I think it was McCunther, Snowdonia, that was killed? She went missing in Wales.
Right.
And she went missing.
Sorry, gone.
And there's a massive national hunt for her.
Silly sausage.
Massive, massive news. But then all of a sudden, you've got...
And I've got steamy glasses. It's all the excitement.
You had that one girl several years ago that went missing. There's a massive outrage over it. Massive outrage. 90 girls going missing over this past several years. Nothing. That's bonkers. That's bonkers.
It shouldn't even be a thing.
Until they deal with activist lawyers and international agreements that tie the government's hands against the interests of the British public. Oh, Mr. Speaker, they're chanting that it... Mr. Speaker, they're chanting that it's... Does someone want to stand up and tell us who they're supporting? Is it the plotters or the PM? Is it? Because I know that's what they really want to get to. They're not interested in hearing what a plan for the country should be because they're too focused on Labour Party problems. Mr. Speaker, we will keep running into these problems until they deal with activist lawyers and international agreements that tie the government's hands against the interests of the British public. Next, we must reduce welfare spending. It is eating every penny that we generate in income tax and more.
Farage is just doing this. And he's somewhere. He's just sitting there doing it because he's like, she's saying all this about Labour and he's got this on both of them. Because there's nothing that they can say to him, really. They can go, oh, you're evil, you're nasty, you're this. But he's never been in power, so they can't throw anything at him, really. That's why they're doing this thing with the money that's been given to him. They're trying to stop him in his tracks. That's going to backfire the same way as it did Donald Trump in his second term when he was running up to it and they were trying to put him in jail and and the public are just watching like, don't you know the public see what you're trying to do? Like, They just haven't learned.
We must spend much more on defence. Even former Labour defence secretaries are pleading with the government to do this. That's why we're proposing a sovereign defence fund, which will overhaul Britain's defence industrial base. That's what the alternative could be. That alternative King's Speech makes difficult choices because that is what leadership is. We have laid out these plans now because we are more than happy for Labour to take them. They might be our political opponents, Mr. Speaker, but we are all citizens of this country. We recognise the enormous challenges facing Britain. We want to see these problems solved, and so do our constituents. Time and again, I have offered the Prime Minister support to pass difficult legislation. Time and again, I have offered the Prime Minister support to pass difficult legislation. Time and again, he has turned it down. It might be too late for him now, but it's not too late for his successor. It is time to get serious. It is time to deliver. That is what the British public expect. That is what the Conservative Party will do.
Yeah, they
I now call the Leader of the Opposition.
Oh, no, it's the same one, yeah. I mean, I don't think that they would be right because they had 14 years, and again, it's not all on her, but at the end of the day, they didn't deliver, did they? They didn't deliver.
Well, she was part of the problem, wasn't she?
Yeah,
so, she was a minister as well, so...
Yeah, they're all absolutely bonkers. We'll read some people's comments and all of that. Then we're going to go through a load of stuff that I've got over on X, just video clips and stuff over the last 24 hours or so. Let's see. Ben's got him all hot under the collar. Rex, what? When I drop my... Rex, come on.
Steamy.
No, I don't get steamy. Only around women with big thighs. But no, Willie, I don't know. Will Wes Streeting do this tomorrow? I don't know.
I don't think he will.
Like you. I don't
think he will. Know. I don't think he's got the ball. I think Starmer's got hold of him and going, right, you're going to support me, or we're going to find something on you. I think he's done that. If I was Wes Streeting now, I'd go public and go, you know what? I'm going against you. ER press. Here's the filth I've got on him. Go for it. Help yourselves. You've made a threat to me. Bang. There you go. There's all the information I've got on him. Give it to the press. Get him investigated. And even his big circle that Starmer's got of all the corrupt and all the psychotic bloody lefties. And go, right, this is what's going on. Here's a Fabian society, this society, this society. These who are controlling it. Bang. There you go. And give it to the ones that are independent, like the press-wise. So give it to your YouTubers or whatever. Stay away from the mainstream because they're just going to twist it. So
like they've been doing for years.
Yeah.
Let's play dirty. Right, okay, we'll get naughty little sausage. Right, which one should we use? I think that's the one we were using. Right, one sec. Right, we're going to continue on some stuff from X. Anyway, so this is one I've just found, yeah? So the 3 women who were found dead on Brighton Beach attended a nightclub the night before and are in their late teens or early 20s. That's the one I was talking about just now. So that's just been announced. This is obviously stuff from... And this was this morning. Wes Streeting leaves number 10 after just 16 minutes. I don't know what was happening there.
He's going off like a naughty boy.
Right, yes, sir. Now you go home and do your homework.
Sorry, sir.
It's not good, is it? This is something I had to call out. This is just so funny, right? So Rupert Lowe from Restore Britain says this government is entirely wrong to ban foreign commentators from speaking at Tommy Robinson's rally this coming Saturday. I'll be formally challenging the Home Office again on the decision to prevent these individuals from entering. So I think it's 4 or 5 people that he's blocked from coming in, saying they're not conducive to British society and they're a danger, which is very ironic considering all of the stuff that we're seeing in London in terms of chants for the IDF and death to the IDF, and the IRGC are welcome and all of this kind of crap, and then the president or prime minister of Syria was welcome into number 10. It's just two-faced. Anyway, this person here, Curtis Daly, says, Rupert Lowe suddenly likes foreigners. It doesn't particularly work because I don't think the 5 or 6 people that would have been coming over to represent England and speak for England are going to murder little girls.
But you're missing one point. Come over legally and temporary. And then leave. It's like these people don't think. It's like these people don't think. Here's another good one. Sohail Ahmed. Hey, Moffin Ali from the Green Party. What do you think about gay people and the act of homosexuality? In an Islamic state, as per Islamic teachings, do you believe homosexual acts should be punished? Obviously, yes, according to the Quran. And if so, what do you believe the punishment should be? And what do you think of gay Muslims like me? And obviously, he's not going to reply to someone like that because he wouldn't know what to say. The same as when they had that big BDSM thing on stage with Zach Polanski dancing with like I'm Too Sexy and techno and all. Like, the whole thing's funny to me, but you can't have a Muslim guy standing on stage while that's happening because I think we all know what would happen to him. I don't think we need to say anything there. And look, this is them two walking. Isn't that sweet? Look. And that's before she went in on him. Like Rex said before, they're all mates. All of them are all mates. They're all part of the same society, aren't they? The same club.
Yeah.
It's just a show. What they say in Parliament is just a show.
Yeah. I want to hear this. I don't know what this is. It says Rupert Lowe is a one-man band. The Carol Malone doubts Laura from Cheshire's claim that Restore Britain is the one to watch. Okay. Let's have a listen.
Laura in Cheshire, stay or go?
He needs to go. Too many U-turns and trying to take off the pensioners with the winter fuel.
Exactly.
I think that's where it went wrong.
Yeah. So he can't rescue it because of the U-turns, right?
Yeah, definitely. I've been looking to Restore Britain with Rupert Lowe, and I think that's one to watch out for. That's
it. So he's an MP who's been thrown out of Nigel Farage's party.
Yeah, but he fails to realise there and state to the public why he was thrown out, because Nigel Farage lied about him, and Nigel Farage should be arrested for what he done. He made false allegations against Rupert Lowe. I'll say it, and I don't care. He made false allegations, and it's on video. It's on video. He stated he done something. Then, I think it was earlier this year, it was at a conference, and he said, Rupert Lowe made his speech and laid out what he would want for the country. He'd done a big speech in Great Yarmouth. I think it's about an hour long. And he laid out what he would want. And it's basically about putting British people first. And after that, Farage stood up and he said, well, that's why all of the things he suggested there, that's why we threw him out of Reform. No, it weren't. No, it weren't. You accused him of doing something, assaulting someone or being verbally abusive to people. That's why you said you threw him out. So it was a lie. Yeah. And that's why I'm not a fan of Farage. And a lot of people know about this. It's all on video. Like, he made the claim, then afterwards changed what the claim was. No, like, the police turned up to Rupert Lowe's house to arrest him for something that never happened.
For being too right-wing.
Unforgivable.
Yes, I do. I think he's gained a lot of traction. And I've looked at a lot of the policies. And I do think that he is one, like I say, to watch out for in the next general election.
He literally is one, because I don't know who else is in that party.
He's a one.
Yeah, see, and this shows you how TV and everything are behind these parties. Because what he's just done there is pretty despicable. It's the same as what Labour do, and it's the same as what the Conservatives do. Well, he's not something to worry about. He's just one man. And when the public see things like this, that's when they go, don't like you, mate. Nah.
Yeah.
Have a bit of respect, mate.
Is he going to struggle to field candidates in the next election, Laura, given that he's only one person?
I think he's gained seats down in Great Yarmouth, hasn't he?
Council seats, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, there we are. That's the world that we're in now. There are lots and lots of smaller parties, and I guess it's good for democracy in a way. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a bit disingenuous. I think that's just disingenuous. I don't like that with any politician, whether it's Labour, whether I don't like Labour, whether I don't like the Greens. I don't think it's right to just disregard them like they're nothing.
He's only gone to Great Yarmouth, hasn't he? He's only done Great Yarmouth. He hasn't gone anywhere else. But he's got to start looking at who's going to be the next MPs in his party, because general elections right around the corner.
I don't doubt that he's working on that. I don't doubt that at all. I think he's like he stated in his thing, our main mission is to get one thing, get Great Yarmouth, one thing, then grow. It's not going to happen overnight. Whether it be that Reform win the next election and Restore keep growing, I don't know whether he's going to be ready for then or not. But I hope it's not just a phase that's, going to go away.
He's letting all the parties fight each other. That's what he's doing. He's just sitting back and going, you attack each other, I'll sit back quiet.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, that was what Farage was doing until they've started gaining a bit of a following and as they've grown, because you've seen how quickly he's implemented and thrown in anyone to be an MP. And that's where Reform has lost its way, because they're gone, we don't care who it is. It don't matter if they're really British. I've come over from Uganda. Yeah, you can be an MP. We just want to win. And that wasn't what Reform was about. Reform was about putting the British people first, about English people. That's all gone out the window, which is why a lot of people are like, nah, you're, like you said, the same as everyone else. Right, the next one, breaking. Nigel Farage is facing a formal investigation by the Parliamentary Standards Watchdog over a $5 million gift from the crypto billionaire Christopher Harborne, which he did not declare. David Lammy says, this stinks. Farage likes to pretend he's a man of the people, but he and Reform are not on your side. So again, they've not learned a damn thing. It's just personal attacks and all of that stuff. It's just not going to...
Yeah, but as long as he's paid his tax on it, he's done nothing wrong. As long as he's paid his tax on it, he's done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Because they've not mentioned about not paying tax, have they? So he must have paid tax on it.
Yeah.
So he's done nothing wrong. You can gift anyone as much as you want. It doesn't matter. It's a gift.
Yeah. This one, it says, this is what we're up against. AI videos being made in Sri Lanka, shared here in Britain to stoke fear and division. The next time someone tells you something must be true because they've seen it on Facebook, send them this video. I have no idea what this is. I read that earlier and I thought it just sounded interesting.
Have you seen these AI videos come from a Facebook account called Heart of UK?
This country is a joke now. You work all week and still can't...
Yeah, but anyone with a brain can tell... Well, I no disrespect, yeah, a lot of people probably wouldn't know that that's AI.
...can't afford to live properly.
I was born in this town.
True, though.
I worked here my whole life.
Yeah,
Now I watch boats coming in while I'm forgotten.
Charity begins at home. If you think Britain needs to look after its own people first, share this right now.
Yeah, I mean, we know that that's fake, but some people wouldn't. But like you've just said, isn't it what people are feeling anyway, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see.
That makes you far right, remember? Makes you far right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, so this is the story about the girls
Brighton Palace Pier. The bodies of 3 women have been recovered from the sea in Brighton. Police say emergency services were called to the seafront at 5:45 this morning. The incident happened near Madeira Drive to the east of Brighton Palace Pier. The public have been asked to stay away from the scene. The bodies of...
Again, I don't want to speculate, but it wouldn't be a surprise if it goes the way that we think it's going to go with this. Yeah, it's just sad. And that's what I'm trying to say. We see this on a daily basis. You know, and I know I go on about it, man, and I go on about the grooming gangs and everything else, and people were sick of it. But you know what? It's the one thing I'm just going to stick with, because when I look at the Labour, Conservatives, Liberal Democrats, Green, they've all been in and around Parliament for a century, if not decades. Like the Greens, I cannot sit here on good conscience and say to myself, I don't believe all of those MPs, none of them knew about any of this. So to me, that's the only reason I would go with Restore or Reform or whatever, is because that to me is that's me. Not everyone is like me. That's very, very narrow-minded of myself, but that's my one thing that I won't back down on. Because when someone goes, well, Reform's racist, Reform, I don't give a damn what people say. Oh, he's a drug smuggler, he's this, he's that. Okay, cool. But Labour, Greens, Lib Dems, Green, all of them are responsible for covering up the abuse of children for the last 50 years. Tell me something about the Reform, tell me something about Restore that's worse than that. I can't think of anything. I can't, even if I tried, because when I look at that, that's the destruction and destroying of thousands of young little girls' lives. There is, to me, there ain't much more other than maybe the Epstein thing that's bigger than that you can possibly say. If someone says to me, well, wages are not as high, that's shit, it's awful, that's got to change. I agree. There's nothing there that is going to trump, if you like, that argument. That's how I feel. I know that a lot of people go, well, it's just one thing, but it bothers me a
it's
lot.
not just little girls, it's actually boys as well, which is the other thing. And the media forgetting this, and the politicians forgetting this. It's not just little girls; it's all kids. It's boys as well, and teenage boys, and, women as well. But I bet you there's some blokes in there, but they're too afraid to come out and just say, "Yeah, I've been raped or whatever." Because a lot of times the police just laugh at it and say, "Off you go, mate. Whatever, man up."
And that's why I keep going on. It's like it's like beating the same drum. Change the record, mate. Change the record, mate. But it's I can't mentally get past it. I can't mentally get past the, not that it's happened, because we know in this country more English white men would have done more crimes like this, but they've been arrested, or they are in the process of being investigated and being arrested. That's the justice and everything else. I agree with that. That's not a problem. The problem I've got is it's covered up, and it's continued to be covered up. And it says, so who's covering it up? Is it councillors? Is it MPs? Is it the police? Just like we saw with the Maccabi Tel Aviv game and the Muslims outside, and that corrupt police commissioner, corrupt as a motherfucker, police commissioner, was friends with someone at the mosque, one of the imams at a mosque, that was pushing for getting something bad, whether it was the game getting banned or people attending the game getting banned. And I'm like, hang on a minute.
Fans, wasn't
like,
it?
What are we doing? Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, this is England. What are we doing? It's the corruption and the covering up of things, and I hate it. And I suppose as toxic as social media is, and we see things and we could be misled by things, it's the only place where, like, for example, you brought up that story last week in Crewe, the religion of peace and light, I suppose a side of the Muslim faith that had come over from Sweden, United States, and I believe it was Belgium,
Egypt,
and bought a mansion in Crewe. And we all saw and we saw the videos all over social media last year of what looked like military-aged men marching in a big field and all of that. And we just thought, okay, whatever. But this is people looking outside of their windows in their houses, filming guys in a field that look like military-aged Asian men. Well, any human being on Earth is going to look at that and go, hang on, what's going on? If you see a bunch of 100 skinheads doing that, you go, hang on, mate, what's going on? The same thing. It's not just because they're Asian. If you see 1,000 black dudes standing there marching and chanting, you go, it's normal human behaviour to go, hang on, what the fuck that? Like, yeah, you go, well, hang on, what's that? That's normal curiosity of the human woman to go, well, I think that, what is that? To ask questions. And they've asked questions and they've found out that it's potentially assaulting women, money laundering.
Well, they reckon murders. They reckon they've been burying the bed, burying the dead.
Yeah,
so they've been digging up holes and stuff.
Yeah, and forced marriages and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to get to. It's like, well, without, again, as toxic as social media can be, the only reason we saw that first video was because there was a lady, old lady, whatever, grandma in her back garden filming over her fence. If that video didn't start, all of this curiosity about it would never have come to light. So
on that, there was a guy, I think he was Swedish, I could be wrong, but he lived at the back of Webb House before the religion of light, or whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
And he was telling the neighbour, says, "Oh, you need to watch these people." Anyway, he filmed and he did the filming of the marching from his bedroom. Police reported to the police. Police says they're not militarised, but you need to leave for your own safety because you got a threat against your life. He says, "Well, you're the police, so why aren't you arresting those that threaten me?" He says, "Well, what we're going to do actually is we're going to now deport you back to Sweden." And he got kicked out of his house and deported. Or because he put that video on YouTube because the police would not do anything. All the news.
That's what I'm saying. So this is what, and again, this is why people have been drawn initially to reform, and it's why people are drawn to restore Britain, because it's the only person in that position who's saying all of these things and calling that stuff out and saying, we're not having that in no more. Nope, get out. Not having it. No. Shouldn't even been allowed in the country in the first place. and they were known to be corrupt. They were known to be involved in crimes in other countries. Why have they been allowed in then? Money. Got millions or whatever they've got, money.
Well, if you look on their tax accounts, which you can check online, they've only made 250 quid this year. Bear in mind, to join that group, right? This is what they've written, right? Join that cult, and I will call it a cult. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
that's
it
what
is.
it is.
Yeah, it's a
by
cult.
definition.
No, it is. It's a cult. Yep.
Right. You have to give everything. Everything you own has to go to them.
Into them.
How the hell
like
are they
sell
going to
your
make
house.
250?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Because if you join, it means if you're married with kids or whatever it is, you sell your house, mortgage, everything goes to it.
Cars, jewellery, money, passports, everything's got to go to them. Everything belongs to them.
To be honest with you,
so how you only made £250 that year?
And it might sound a little bit two-faced. I'm not opposed to having a little colony. You know, I like the Amish. I love the Amish. I think they're fantastic. They do what they do. They stay out of people's way. You never hear of the Amish have kidnapped people. Don't hear it. It's not a thing. I've got no problem with I don't know, the group of people of bananas and apples opening up a colony, and there's 500 people there and they all live in harmony and they've got thingy and they smoke weed every night. Dude, if that's what they do and they're no harm and I've got no problem with it. It's the fact that they've come from a country where they've been deported, a lot of them, for crimes, and we've welcomed them with open arms in this country. It's like, are you stupid? It's the same with illegal migrants. How many times have we seen someone's come over here, assaulted a girl, and they go, oh, he was on the run. He was already on the run from somewhere else for murder. And it's like, so how the fucking hell is he here then? Like, are they not checking? Like, what? But anyway, I can go on and on. Right, we'll leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We'll be back again tomorrow night at 7 and again on Friday at 7 to cover all the latest stuff. I'd like to thank Ben as well.
No, thank you.
I knocked over something there. Ben over there. Da, da, da. Oh, you're so handsome, Ben. And I will jazz hands. And we'll see you again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So yeah, join us then. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and we'll see you then. Thank you so much for joining us. Peace and love, everyone. Peace and love.
Dodger over and out.